All right. So remember, as we're working lower back today, not to go past what is comfortable, especially at the beginning. Give yourself a chance to get the back warm, and then um, a chance to get the back warm. And, then if you want to push it a little bit, you can. But we never want to push past, like, I have a spot that's bothering me. I'm not going to go to that spot and, and, oh, if I just, pull a little harder or bend a little, I need to stop where I feel it and give it a chance to release past that. So, all right. Hi, Gracie. All right. Feet together. And go ahead and start rolling your shoulders. Good. Take your palms up so they're toward the back. Good. Now I'm not bending backward. I'm just opening up the front of my spine here, lifting my heart. And now we're going to clasp those hands together. Now tuck your pelvis in. Try to reach the back of your mat with your spine. And open up again. And back together. Open up again. And back in. And one more time. Open. And tuck. Now bring those arms overhead and inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands to your shins and let your back straighten here. Roll your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Kind of feel that tailbone pressing toward the back of the mat. And then exhale, let the rib cage fall around that spine. Bring your hands back up to your thighs and let your back go in the other direction. Standing cow. And then up into standing cat. And back down. And up. One more time. Down. And up. Good. Straighten your legs. Inhale in your standing extension, and then exhale and fold. Good. Step back with your right foot. Take a breath and revolve your lunge. Inhale and step halfway in with that right. So take your back leg and bring it back in. And then we'll revolve up to the right. Good. Take this up higher if you need to. Just find that rotation in your rib cage. Good. Reset your right foot and then step back with your left foot and revolve your lunge. So you're going to your right. And now step halfway in with your left and exhale up to your left. We come back to the center. And now we'll just walk back with both feet. Find the length of your spine here. Lift your spine to the ceiling. Push your heels to the floor. Good. Come forward into your plank. And chaturanga to up dog. Or go into your cow pose. Bring yourself up to tabletop. Good. Now we're going to work on the hip flexors just a little bit. So I want to drop forward into this kneeling plank. Good. And from this kneeling plank, I'm going to turn my hips. I'm going to lift my left foot and I'm just going to push my hip to the floor. Good. It's okay if it doesn't reach. And then I'm going to sit back and push the other way. Feel free to move your hands and adjust as you need to. So I'm going to walk over toward my right, push my left hip down, walk over to my left, and push my right hip down. Good. Take a deep breath and sit back into your hips, child's pose. Good. Bring yourself up to your downward dog or your tabletop. Now, when you're ready, walk your feet or go to kneeling and then stand. Take a breath into standing extension and exhale and fold. Good. Bend your knees, unhinge, come up to standing, and take a breath. Bring the hands into heart center. Good. Inhale up. Put your right hand or your left hand rather on the back of your hip. Inhale up with the other one. Turn through the ribs. Look at the back of your mat. Now inhale center and lean. Good. We're just going to switch. So right hand down, left hand up. Inhale. Turn and look at the back of your mat. Come back to the center and exhale over. Big breath up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Step back with your right leg. Come up to a high lunge. Good. Hands can go overhead. You can leave them on your hips if you want to. Good. Find an inhale. On your exhale, turn to your left and revolve your lunge. So as you're in this spiral, think about keeping the ribs off the hips, right? So we're not slouching down. Good. Come back to your high lunge. Take a breath. Turn that back foot and exhale into warrior two. Straighten that leg. Kick your right hip away. Make your way over to triangle. Remember to keep this higher if you need to. Really breathe into that space between your ribs and your hips there on the top. But now turn toward the top of your mat. And I'm going to turn my back heel up, but I'm going to take this left foot and just go toe heel wider. Then I'm going to drop my knee. Good. Now you can keep your foot active in the back. I'm going to put it down either way, but I want you to relax your hip. So my knee is going to fall to the outside of my mat. So it's like I'm looking at the bottom of my foot. I stepped in gum or something. Good. Keep your shoulders from shrugging. So think about rolling the shoulders down your spine. And I'm going to keep my chin untucked. So I don't want to be here. Nice straight spine. Yes. Now this is purely an option. I'm going to turn this way. You can see a little bit better. If it feels okay, and it does for some and not for others, I'm just going to take this and rock back and forth. Now, just find that natural range of motion. If this bothers your knee at all, don't do it. You're going to feel this deep in this hip, and you're going to feel it in the hip flexor of this hip. What does that have to do with your lower back, you ask? Everything, because these all connect into your lower back. So sometimes our lower back pain has really nothing to do actually with our back, and it's a lot of times it's our hips. So we're just gently providing some heat and some movement. Hello, welcome back. Good. So stop in the center here. Keep your foot rotated. I'm going to put my hand on my left leg. There's a little press there. If that bothers your knee, then you have two options. You can put your foot flat or keep it open, but don't put your hand on your knee. And I'm just going to open to my left. See if you can find this line from your right hand to your left hand. You can also have your hand here, like I said. Here comes the other munchkin. Hello, sir. Good. Step back with that left leg. And we're in tabletop. Just take a second to cat cow, kind of resetting your hips. If you want to drop back into shell pose, you can. Oh, inhale and thread the needle. Put that right arm through or left arm, whichever one you want to go first. We're going to do both sides. Come back up to the center. Inhale up. And then we go through, thread the needle with the other side. Come back to the center and tuck your feet. Go to downward dog. We're staying that tabletop. And we're going to go to 3-leg downward dog. So lift your left leg. If you're in tabletop, just bring your leg out behind you. Pressing that heel down. So when you're ready, just take that left leg forward. Good. And then step halfway in with your right. Good. Just take some time here to kind of melt over. Legs are straight here. Imagine someone holding your hips back here and they're just pulling your hips backward. So you should feel like you're pushing backward into your hips, not necessarily falling over your feet. Good. Inhale, standing extension. Bring those feet in. When you're ready, exhale and fold. Good. Bring the hands above the thighs. Lift your gaze. Press through your feet and unhinge. Big breath up. Exhale into heart center. Good. Take a breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Step back with your left leg and come up to your high lunge. Big reaching northward. Good. Hands on the hips are fine too. And turn to your right. So we're going toward your front leg. Good. Come back to the center. Turn that back foot and then exhale and open up into warrior two. Good. Straighten that leg. Really feel that left hip kick away and over to your triangle. Legs are straight. Breathe into the space you're making. Don't force this pose. Let it just happen. Good. Turn toward the top of your mat. Walk that front foot over toward the right side of your mat. Drop your knee. Again, live toes or dead toes in the back, either one. And then roll up off of the bottom of your foot. So you're on the blade of your foot. Press forward, lift the heart. Just become aware of how this side might be different than the other side. Maybe this side is looser, maybe it's tighter, and you're thinking, I don't know if I can rock on this side. That's okay, don't. If you want to add the rock, you can. Keep it slow. Again, if that hurts at all, if it bothers your knees, don't do it. Or lessen your range of motion. Keep your chin untucked. Easy to look down on that. Good. Now leave that foot open. Put your hand on your hip. You're going to look over your right shoulder or reach over the right shoulder. Push down into that left hip flexor. And push back. Bring that leg behind you into tabletop. Good. And just cat cow here again, kind of resetting, recentering. You can push back into shell pose if you want to. Good. Let's put the right shoulder down first. Inhale up, right arm. And exhale, thread the needle. Good. Come back to the center. Inhale left. And then left shoulder down. We'll bring your hands to center and just sit back into child's pose. Now we're going to bring ourselves to tabletop. And we'll go to three-leg dog, lifting the right leg, or in your tabletop, extend your right leg. Push that left heel down. And then we'll step forward with the right leg, halfway with your left. Inhale, pull back into your hips and split your fold. Good. Step together. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees. Lift your gaze and unhinge. Good. Come to the top. Just roll your shoulders. Let your breath descend down your spine with your shoulder blades. And one more time. Inhale with those arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good. From here, we're going to bring ourselves to seated, however you need to do that. And we're going to start with our left leg in the front, or you can put your left leg on top into half lotus, or you can go to full lotus, but left leg is your lead leg for now. Take a breath. Find your posture here. Good. Now we're going to circle around our spine here, like our rib cage is not connected to the spine. So I'm just moving the bottom of my rib cage and my spine circular. Notice I'm trying to not move my head. I'm also not so tense that I'm holding my breath. Just natural movement here. Great release for the back. I like to find a breath that I inhale through half the circle and exhale through half the circle. You don't have to do that. I'm going to do one more in this direction. Let's switch directions. Good. Bring the hands into heart center. Take a breath. Now put your hands on the floor behind you. Fingertips can be out, forward, whatever works for you. I just want you to lift your hips, squeeze your shoulder blades, and just press your hips up. That may be easier said than done, especially for you, Elle. This is fine too. Just opening the heart here. Good. Bring the hands back into heart center. Good. And now we're going to reach forward into a fold here. You can also, Elle, you may like this option, put the hands on your knees and let your spine draw backward. So it's kind of like that standing pose we did earlier, but now you're seated. You do chuck your chin here or into the fold. Good. Come up from that. Your left leg, so that's the one that's in front, is going to go all the way behind you. Good. Now you can stay in this 90-90 stretch. You can extend the leg behind you. You can also roll up off the hip into full pigeon. So whatever works for you today. Let's just really grow forward here. If you can't go forward, that's okay. Think about reaching back. Imagine a yoga mat rolled up right in here through, and we're pushing down on it. It's really not where your head goes. We're going to spend a little bit of time here. So move around if you need to. Take some time to really breathe into your back body Every breath, feel your rib cage expand. Good. Walk yourself up. Now we're going to swing our legs around. We're going to do some bridge exercises here. Ellie, you should be fine with these because we are moving. So we're not spending just laying on our back. Go ahead and lay on your back and then lift those hips into a bridge. Now, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk my shoulder blades underneath me. And if you want assistance, you can put your hands kind of like a little kickstand on your hips. Feet are about mat width apart. Good. Now, I want you to picture a clock. We're going to go clockwise in a circle with your tailbone. So go from 12 to 3. 6 is almost back to the center, touching the floor. Then up to 9 and back up to 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. One more. 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's go counterclockwise. 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6. If it feels good, see if you can push that 12 just a little higher. 9, 6, 3, 10, 12. One more. 9, 6, 3, and 12. Drop your bridge. Pull your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little rock here. Good. Now take a breath. Kick your feet forward and sit up with this left leg out straight, right leg bent. Take a breath here. Good. Now I just want you to reach for the shins, the toes, but I want you to walk your sit bones back toward the back of your mat. Then take another breath, and then maybe you can drop it a little further. Try to keep space between the ribs and the hips. So try not to feel like as you're going forward here that your front ribs are bunching into your front hips. We want to reach forward with that. Good. Sit this up. Now take this right leg, knee to the ceiling, and step across. Find your posture. Sit up tall, and I'm going to turn to my right. Your right hand is behind you. It's just a kickstand. So I'm not leaning back into it. Good. And come back to the center. Go ahead and take your legs back to your easy pose or half lotus, but this time you're going to put your right leg in the front or right leg on top. Find your posture, shoulders are relaxed. Doesn't matter which way you go first. Start that circle with the ribs. Take a second to check in with your breathing. And we'll slowly go the other way. Go as slow as you need to, but try not to rush. Good. Now take this hands behind you and just open up the heart, or you can add the lift of the hips. Good. Set that down. Take a breath up. Hands to the knees, spine goes back, or exhale and hinge forward. Good. From here, go back to your posture. Now take your front leg and bring it behind you. You can hold it here at your 90-90 stretch. You can reach that right leg back into pigeon on your hip, or you can roll up off the hip. Good. Make this side yours again. Might be different on this side than you were on the other, and that is okay. Really think about breathing into your back body here. Good. From here, sit up. Take that back leg, bring it around. Good. Find your seated tree here. Find your posture. Reach the spine forward. So notice when I reach forward, I'm not reaching for my foot. I mean, I can, but it's really about what my spine is doing, not that I can reach my toes. Good. Go ahead and sit up. Take that left knee to the ceiling and then step across. Take a breath and find your posture and then turn to your left. Again, this arm is light. It's just a kickstand to help you with your posture. Good. From here, feet to the floor, and we're going to go down to that bridge. We're going to finish with that. Once you get to the floor, go ahead and exhale up into bridge. Walk those shoulder blades underneath. Relax the back of your neck. So right now, you should feel kind of like the space between your shoulder blades up to your neck on the floor. I want you to tuck your pelvis one vertebra at a time. Drop to the floor. Try to make your tailbone the last thing that hits. Then relax. Inhale and exhale. Lift again. And then slowly drop. Use your breath here, rolling through each piece of your spine. And one more time up. Slowly rolling down. And now inhale, grab your legs. You can rock here if you want to. Good. Keep your right leg, just push your left leg to the floor. Find that length of your body from the crown of your head to the heel of that left foot. Now take your left hand and put it across to the side of your right leg. And then I'm just going to pull myself to the left. Good. Come back to the center. Pull both knees in. And then keep your left leg. Push your right leg to the floor. You're going to take your right hand, put it across your left leg, pull your left leg to the right. Keep your left shoulder on the floor. Good. Come back to the center. Take your feet about the width of your mat apart. And just take a second here to windshield wiper your knees, your shins, your hips, and your thighs. Slow down and wind up in the center. Let your legs fall together. Great relaxation move here for your lower back. But if you need to be in another position, go ahead and do that. Close your eyes. Listen to your breath moving in and out. Get in touch with your spine here. So, using body scanning. So, we're just heading to the belly and the lower back. Just really spend some time breathing into your lower back, bottom of your ribs. Slow the breath down if you need to. Notice the heaviness in your arms and legs. If you feel any tension there, just breathe. Begin to feel your body in contact with the floor. And take some long breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, join me seated. Just take ear to shoulder. And then we're going to kind of end the way we started. Bring the hands into prayer. Open up here, inhale, and then exhale, push, tuck your pelvis. Drive that spine backward. Inhale and exhale. One more. And exhale. One more breath up. Hands come to heart center. And guys, God bless you. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you Friday.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. Happy Irish Heritage Day.
O'Leary can't get much more than that, huh? You